Hey y'all, welcome back to another episode of SheSpective Podcast, where we keep it real. You're gonna get my perspective, her perspective, SheSpective, and this is my personal opinion on a lot of these subjects. And then we'll play the devil's advocate from time to time. But in this episode of SheSpective, we're going to get real about self-love. Not the cute version, but the real one. Let's talk about how to actually love yourself through the mess, the growth, and the glow up. And why it's one of the most hardest, but most important things that you will ever do. It's time to stop talking about self-love and start living it, sis. We only get one life. Let's be real now. Self-love sounds real cute on social media. Take yourself out. Know your worth. Protect your peace. Amen? But nobody talks about how hard it really is when you spent years of putting everybody else first. Sometimes self-love isn't a spa day. It could be crying in your car, setting a boundary, or finally walking away from something that does not serve you anymore. So today, we're going to talk about the how and the why. How you actually love yourself while you're still healing, and why it's the absolute realest relationship that you'll ever have. Welcome back to the SheSpective Podcast, where it's all love, all lessons with a little bit of sass. Let's get into it. So one of the first things, we're going to talk about the how first. And one of the first things is just setting boundaries. Like saying no without feeling guilty. Protecting your energy is self-love. Like sometimes people get so caught up and always thinking they gotta say yes to everything that somebody asks of them. And you're taking away from your energy, from your spiritual. Because if you're taking on a lot of other people's problems or just trying to be the superhero, and it don't necessarily always have to be a bad thing, but at the same time, if you're always open arms for everybody else, putting everybody else before you, how is that helping you in the end? So I feel like, just say no. It's not gonna hurt. And if you say no to somebody and you're always there for them, or you're always helping them, and that one or two times you say no, you're not available, you can't do it, and they feel some type of way, they get upset, that's a them problem. That's not a you problem. So set those boundaries so you don't have to feel guilty when you have to say no. Just remember that you're taking care of your health too, because mentally it could play a role. It could take a toll on you. Your energy, your mental is everything. Your body won't function if you're not mentally stable, if you're not mentally there. Trust me, I know. It starts at the head. That's what I truly believe. So don't feel so bad about saying no. And if you never say no really, and you say it for the first time, you might actually feel good about saying no. Then you might start saying a lot more, because just as much as you care for somebody else, you want that to be reciprocated for you. You want people to understand that you're human too. You need breaks too. Because you can't pour from an empty cup. So you got to make sure you're okay. So setting boundaries is one way to have self-love, like not answering calls or texts. When you need your downtime, or stepping back from toxic friends or toxic relationships, whatever that may look like for you, stepping back from that, just taking time for yourself. 2, I would say prioritize your needs. It's something that, oh my goodness, prioritize your needs. Make time for you, like reading, journaling, hobbies, see a therapist, like whatever makes you feel better, that puts you in a better space, do it. It'll make you feel so much better, because at one point in my life, I found myself like crafting, like making stuff, like duplicating something that I saw on TV or on YouTube. I started crafting. Dollar Tree was my second home. I was in Dollar Tree so much, just buying stuff, trying stuff, making stuff, candles, just all sorts of things. And it took my mind off of a lot of things that, I probably was worried about, that was bothering me. And that helped for me. Writing in my journal, doing these videos, that helps me a lot too. So find something that makes you happy. Think about the one thing that makes you happy. If you got 3 things, if you got 4 things, just pick one and set aside that day for you to, do what you need to do to regroup and fill your cup back up, so you can be there for your children or your spouse, or you can perform better at work, or if you're in school, you can focus on studying. Like, whatever it is, put you first. Because remember, self-love isn't selfish. It's a reminder. It's a reminder that you matter too. It's a reminder that, if you're not healthy, if you're not strong, you ain't gonna last too much longer to even be here for nobody. You're gonna break yourself down trying to be there. Celebrate yourself daily, like the small wins, small achievements. If you made plans to organize your closet, rearrange your bedroom, paint the house, or be able to write in your journal for that day, or read a verse or 2, a chapter or 2 out the Bible. Like, celebrate yourself. Celebrate the small wins. The small wins are just as important as the big wins, because sometimes we don't get to the big wins until we accomplish those small wins. So any little thing that you've been working on, trying to hit that goal, then do that. And it's okay to have goals. I feel like set your goals, set them from the smallest to the biggest. And start with the small goals first, because if you try to reach for that biggest goal you got mentally, honey, I'm trying to tell you, it ain't gonna work. You're gonna overexert yourself. You're gonna be overwhelmed. You're going to mentally, you're just gonna be all over the place. You're not gonna be able to concentrate. You're gonna beat yourself up about it. So start with your small goals first. That's what I would suggest. Start with the small goals first and work your way up. And every small goal you hit, celebrate. Whether it's going to buy you a cup of coffee, whether it's going to get your nails or feet done, whether it's, cooking or buying your favorite meal, celebrate your small wins. Like affirmations. I am enough. I deserve respect. I show up for me first. Those are just a few affirmations that you can look in the mirror every day and tell yourself, or come up with your own that fits whatever, you're going through. And say them affirmations every day. Look in the mirror and say them every day, and say them with confidence and mean it. Let go of people pleasing. Baby, that probably should have been at the top of the list. Let go of people pleasing, because sometimes that plays into the saying no. They kind of go hand in hand somewhat with the saying no and not feeling guilty about it. You got to stop being a people pleaser, because you can't please everybody. Everybody not going to be happy. That's just like, for an example, me talking about this, my podcast. Everybody not going to like my podcast. Everybody not going to like my videos. Everybody not going to like the topics that I speak on. So I can't try to please everybody. I can only aim for what the audience that I am going for, which is women that are healing, that are out here glowing up, that can relate to me, just being real and and having confidence and having some knowledge of what I'm talking about. So when I come and give advice or give my opinion, then it's because I've already been through it. I didn't experience before. Stop seeking validation constantly from your friends, from your family, from your spouse, from the people at work. Like, you're not gonna be able to please everybody, and that's just real talk. You might get 100 people in a room, and only 50 of those people might agree with you, maybe half, sometimes less than that. So you're not going to be able to please everybody, because if you're trying to be a people pleaser, you're going to drive yourself bananas. You're going to drive yourself up a wall. So just do what works best for you. And if you're being yourself, people like you anyway. And the ones that don't. You ain't going to be everybody's cup of tea. Everybody ain't gonna be your cup of tea. Self-love comes from honoring your own feelings, not bending for others. Stop people pleasing and try to please you more than others. Forgive yourself, like show yourself grace. I can't say this enough, because I've had to learn this, and I'm still learning, because we human, I'm human. Forgiving yourself for mistakes you may have made, past relationships, missed opportunities. Let it go. The past is the past. We can't change the past. All we can do is build on our future. Work toward what we want our future to look like. We can work in our present and build for our future, because whatever that relationship was in the past, and you're beating yourself up about it, like thinking about what you probably could have did different, or why he don't love me, or why he cheat on me, or why he don't want to be with me. Like, you can't dwell on it. You got to forgive yourself, whether you felt like you were in the wrong or the other person was in the wrong. If you made some type of mistake, all you can do is try to make it right, or apologize, or whatever the case may be, but you got to move forward and just forgive yourself. You got to forgive the old you in order to move forward with the new you, to have a new beginning, to have that weight lifted off you. You're going to have to forgive yourself, and you're going to have to show yourself grace. Growth equals learning, not self-punishment. Because I feel like sometimes us as women, men too, but this is SheSpective Podcast, and I'm speaking on the ladies' behalf. Some of the ladies anyway. But I feel like sometimes, in a way, we punish ourselves when we're down, when something don't go our way, when we feel like we could have did better, or we didn't get chose for that job, or we failing in school, or we feel like we're not being the best mom or sister or auntie or daughter that we can be. I feel like sometimes we self-punish ourselves. It could look like a lot of things. Like sometimes when I'm not in the best mood, or I'll eat. And it probably don't sound like girl, who don't love food? But at the same time, it's hurting me, because I'll just eat and eat, and I don't even be hungry. I'll just notice sometimes when I'm eating, I'm like, I just ate. Why am I eating again? So I feel like I'm just feeding that depression, or that sadness, or that angry. I'm feeding it. I'm feeding it. It has nothing to do with me being hungry. I'm just feeding that emotion. So that's a way of self-punishment. It's just different ways. Like, your self-punishment can be just putting yourself down, feeling less than. There's a lot of different things people do. Some people cut themselves. Some people deal and put up with abusive relationships, whether it be physically or verbally. It's just a lot of ways that you can self-punish yourself. And I'm just going to say, give yourself grace. Give yourself grace. It's okay if you didn't get that A on your test this time. Just try a little harder the next time. It's okay if you weren't able to give your child this big old grand birthday party. It's okay. Just save up for the next year. Show yourself some grace. We gotta start showing ourselves more grace and understand this is life, and life be lifing. But we gotta keep moving and not feel guilty about certain things, especially things that are out of our control. Surround yourself with positivity, meaning people, places, Like, if you surround yourself around positive people, you get a positive outcome, no matter if it's family, your spouse, your friends, co-workers. Like, surround yourself with positive people, content, and environments that just inspire you, uplift you, just make you feel good about yourself. Just make you feel good in the atmosphere. Because have you ever walked in a room and you just felt that energy and it wasn't good? It's just like, ooh, a dark cloud came over you. Or, you got people around you that talk negative, think negative, be negative, just a not so good person. Yeah, we gotta stay away from around those people. And then if you trying to get yourself together and you got family, friends, spouse, and you on this journey to be a new you, a better you, and you got the people around you that don't understand, that don't get it, and that want to, make fun of or say you're boring or this, that, and the third. Listen, sometimes you gotta let them go if they can't understand, and that'd be one of the hardest things to do. When you're trying to elevate and change your life for the better, some people gonna fall off. Some people gonna fall off your bandwagon. Some people ain't gonna go to their next level with you, and they not meant to go to their next level with you. Negative vibes drain energy. Protecting your peace is a form of love, and you gonna hear that a lot when it comes to self-love and self-care. Like, your peace, my peace, is so important to me. And I go days without talking on the phone, without texting. I might just be in my head about stuff. But if I know it's something, and I'm vocal, if it's something or somebody or certain conversations that is always being had when I'm on the phone or at work or at school, I'll let them know I don't want to hear it. And you're going to either respect it or you're not. And if you don't respect it, you won't hear from me. You'll hear from me every blue moon. But, you got to protect your peace. You got to protect your energy. Because without peace, it's going to always be chaotic in your mind, in your house. Like, I'm telling you, I'm not perfect. I'm still working on me, but I have learned, and I'm still learning parts of me, what triggers me, what to stay away from, what to try different that didn't work the last time. Just like things that compliment me or, elevating me to get to that next level where I'm trying to go, where I want to be. So if you don't got good people around you, people that understand, then you got to cut them off at some point. You can love people from a distance. When you at work, you got them negative coworkers that's messy and talking about people and be just all in people's business and causing chaos. Separate yourself. You go on break, you go your way. You go to your car. You go sit at a different table. Disassociate yourself from those type of people. So you can do it, but if you're only gonna do it if you really want to do it. You can't be worried about what somebody gonna think, about losing friends, about losing family, about losing a co-worker that you was cool with at work. It's okay, because when you elevating, you gonna lose some things, and it's gonna be hard. And this next journey, this next step, this next phase of my life that I'm entering, I know that it's going to be hard, but I'm going to do it. And I ain't going to speak too much on it, but exactly what I'm going to do, what I'm working on. But as I go and as I meet them goals, I don't mind talking about it. So, taking care of your body and your mind, that's self-love, because what we put in our body these days, I know I eat unhealthy. I eat unhealthy as hell. Baby, I eat so unhealthy sometimes. I have my times where I get in that mode and I'm like, okay, I'm ready to be a better me. I'm tired of being fat. I'm tired of my stomach. I'm tired of, the way I look at my clothes. And I say, I gotta change. I'm the only one that can change what I don't like when I look in the mirror. I'm the only one that can change that. Exercise, healthy eating, getting enough sleep, mindfulness, treat yourself like you matter. Nobody has to tell you that you look good, that you smell good. Like, exercise. If you feel like you don't like what you see in the mirror, exercise. Change the way you eat. Sleep does play a big part in it, because if I'm up all through the night, 9 times out of 10, I want a snack while I'm up. I'm going to be drinking on that Coca-Cola that I love so much. I got one sitting over there right now. I ain't perfect. Like I said, I'm working on it. Sometimes I can go days without a Coke, a couple of weeks without a Coke. It's just, and then I just find myself like, okay, did enough. And then it's okay. I haven't had one in 2 weeks, but I feel like discipline comes with all of this that I just named. Like, we got to have self-discipline to be able to even start. And that's what I'm working on, self-discipline. Because I be consistent. I'll go and I'll be so consistent, but I'm not really disciplined. Like, my mind, if I get that thought like, okay, I've been eating good for a week straight. It's okay for me to have this medium pizza or round the world pizza, greasy pizza with extra cheese, extra sauce, and sit up there and eat a whole medium pizza by myself. If not that same day, by the next day, it's gone. So I just want to, I don't know how. I know you got to have some willpower to have self-discipline, because it's not easy. It's easy to get caught up in certain stuff. Like, I want to go on a binge from drinking alcohol, especially heavy liquor. Like, I want to be able to go around people or go to a party and still have a good time without having to drink. I want to become that disciplined where I can just be around people and I feel like I need to have a drink to socialize, because I feel like I'm a social drinker. Like, when I'm at home, I got a bottle of wine in my refrigerator now. I got something in the freezer right now. I'm not going to touch it. If ain't nobody coming over here to sit with me to, chill, listen to music, that wine going to be in there. Unless I decide to pour half a glass to come and talk to y'all, when I'm doing the episode. But I'm a social drinker, but I want to get to the point where I don't even have to be a social drinker. I can come around you and I can still have a funky good time. Like, your body is your home, your mind is your kingdom. Both deserve care, equal amounts of care, I'm trying to tell you. Okay, so I hope that helped, ladies. So now we are going to get into a sip or spill. What's one thing you do just for yourself? Just name one thing. Can you even think of one thing? Drop it down in the comments below. What's that one thing? And if you can't think of one thing, yep, we got to work on this self-love, sis. If you can't think of one thing that you do for yourself, then we in big trouble. We got to start. We got to start today. I feel like the one thing that I will do for myself when I find myself just like blah, I feel like I'll get my hair done. Because let me tell you, that ties back into taking care of yourself, like your physical, losing weight and stuff. I feel like even when I'm not having my best day, if I go get my hair done, or if my hair is done, it changes my mood drastically. Because if you having a bad day and bad hair, ooh, child, they do not mix. I can go without getting my nails done, my toes done, because I know how to manicure my feet and my hands myself. And then I don't even really like the fake nails, so I prefer polish over fake nails, really. So I think my biggest thing is getting my hair done. And then I say second, retail therapy. And it don't have to be me going spending hundreds of dollars. If I just go in Five Below or TJ Maxx or Marshalls or, you know, a store like that and just buy me one or two things, whether it's for my skin, whether it's an outfit, a gown, like that makes me feel better. Just to get up and do it alone for me. When I do my retail therapy, I like to be by myself. I don't have to be rushed. If I want to go down each and every aisle, if I want to walk slow, just take my time. That's my therapy. That's my me time. And you got to always make time for you. No matter if it's once a week, once every other week, once a month, but make time for you. Because, you know, make time to do that self-care. Like I said, it ain't all about a spa and getting a massage, but it's important, but it don't always look pretty when you're finding yourself, when you're finding that self-love for yourself. It ain't always pretty. It ain't always peaches and cream. So that's why I said, you know, it ain't all about getting, you know, your nails and feet done or, you know, even your hair. But, you know, if that's that one thing that brings you joy and peace and eases your mind, go for it. I'm not saying don't go for it, but self-love is deeper than what the eye can see. It truly is. So make sure you do something special for yourself at least once a month. Because I know some of our lives, it's busy. We don't have time. You know, whether you work a lot, you don't have a babysitter, or financially you can't do it every week. At least once a week, make time for yourself. Big or small, make that day about you and don't have no regrets about it. Okay, y'all. I have some sis mail. This is the part of the show when I read an email from one of you ladies and you write me something about what you're going through, if you got a question or if you want to suggest something to me. And you can remain anonymous and you can email me at SheSpective Podcast at gmail.com. And today's sis mail comes from an anonymous listener. And she asked, how do I stop putting everyone else first? Good question. Just stop. I'm just kidding. It's not always easier said than done. But if you have people around you that say they love you, they care about you, you know, just get them in a room or one by one, call them on the phone or in person and say, hey, we need to talk. And just let them know how you feel. Like, hey, I can't, you know, mentally, I'm drowning or whatever your situation is. Like, I'm just overwhelmed and I can't be here like I've always been here for you because, you know, I'm having a hard time in my own life, in my own situation. And just let them know, be straight up with them. And like, if they genuinely and truly care for you, they will understand. It won't even be a big deal. And that's gonna be a big relief off of you. It's gonna be like a breath of fresh air to know that it's okay if you can't be available for other people and they understand, they get it. And you'll see how like, wow, okay, they really do love me. That'll make you feel better to know that that person is still gonna be there, can understand, and probably can reach out and give you a hand and help you, be a listening ear for you, or whatever the case may be. So just go about it that way. You know, a closed mouth don't get fed. And like I said, that plays a part of self-love. Just go to that person, have a heart-to-heart, and you know, it don't have to be a long, drawn-out conversation between you all, but just get to the bottom of it. Hey, I love you, but I'm going through something right now, or, you know, and mentally or physically, financially, emotionally, whatever the case may be, let them know right now I'm not available. I can't be available. I can't be there for you right now because I'm going through my own stuff. Doesn't mean I don't love you. Doesn't mean I don't care. But right now, I gotta work on me. I gotta get me together, because I can't pour from an empty cup. It's simple as that. They're going to either understand or they don't. And if they don't, that's one of the people you need to cut off. For real. That's one of the people you're going to need to cut off if they get mad, don't understand, and you know, just bad vibes. Gone. That's going to let you know who you need to cut off. Who going to stay and who going to go. It's going to tell you. Okay? So I hope it works out for you. And just stick up for yourself, because you got to love yourself first, girl. Remember that. Okay, now we're going to get into the thirst trap. The thirst trap. The thirst trap thoughts. All right. Thirst trap thought of today, sis, loving yourself first isn't optional. It's survival. Y'all know the drill. Keep it cute, keep it real, and always keep it SheSpective. Drop your thoughts in the comments or hit up Sis Mail, and I'll catch you gals in the next episode. Bye.